Good morning and welcome to the 10 a.m. daily weather brief. To start us off, we'll take a look at today's upper level wind profile, where we have a freezing level sitting at 15,500 feet, and winds near the surface are out of a more southwesterly direction and shift slightly around the 12,000 foot mark aloft to be more southerly. However, as we continue progressing upwards throughout our vertical column, they do return back to that southwesterly direction. As for the wind speeds, they are light to modest near the surface, and gradually with height they mellow out before picking up and maxing out around 21 knots at 25,000 feet. And to pull up our most recent surface analysis chart for the day, we do have a cold front that is currently positioned off to our north-northwest, and that extends from the central U.S. through the Ohio Valley and into southern New England, with high pressure offshore and a largely zonal flow aloft. And we have an approaching shortwave trough, upper level disturbance that is expected to move through this afternoon. This setup overall brings the possibility of some showers and thunderstorms later today through the afternoon, and that become much more widespread overnight in the form of a line moving through, with the potential for some severe threats, including some more so sporty winds and the chance for heavy rainfall, especially locally heavy rainfall. Additionally, to touch on that note, there has been a flood watch that has been issued for our region, and that is likely touching on the fact that there is high precipitable water values exceeding 2 inches in some areas surrounding us. And then moving on to Friday after the passage of that cold front, tonight moving into Friday morning, and through the day, we'll see a Canadian high-pressure system start reinforcing that cold front and pushing through the area, causing a notable temperature drop, and we'll be able to see that by our daily highs being much cooler than what they have been. And then through the weekend starts a promising trend in which Saturday features mostly sunny skies and our temperatures around the 80-degree mark, which will likely continue through the week with lower humidity. And then looking ahead further on, ensemble guidance does show weak troughing over the Mississippi and Ohio River valleys, and that will bring cooler temperatures through much of the period, with high pressure dominating and exerting some influence Sunday through Monday, with our temperatures in the lower 80s and drier air once again, before our temperatures and humidity start to gradually increase Tuesday and onwards, as we see some upper level ridging become more amplified, and that also will bring the possibility of an isolated or scattered shower with a lingering coastal trough through the next 7 days. So moving on to our 24-hour forecast from this morning, remaining unchanged. We'll see some cloud cover early on throughout the day that then progressively builds, especially with our daytime heating, and then as that cold front approaches, things will become much more overcast, and we'll start to see our rain and lightning chances increase in the late evening to early morning hours, and then a lingering chance that will follow and persist through the earlier half of Friday to about midday. And later this afternoon into the evening, we will also see those winds start approaching advisory criteria. Throughout the day, they will be slightly and gradually increasing up to that point, and then they remain slightly elevated as we move through into Friday. And as for early tomorrow morning, we could also see the chance of some low cloud cover as well. Today we do have a little bit of orange on the board, and that's denoting the chance of our heat index reaching 100 degrees, and a heat advisory scheduled to come into effect here in about an hour or so, as dew points are anticipated to remain high throughout the day. And that will lead us on to the short-term risk chart here. On Friday, we can anticipate cloudy conditions with storms moving through earlier and lingering chances throughout the morning and progressively diminishing throughout the day, and a high of 78 with the chance of a possible wind advisory and some low-level clouds, especially earlier in the period. And then Friday night, we can anticipate cloudy and breezy conditions and a low of 68 with an orange for the chance of a wind advisory, a bit higher probabilities on that one. And then Saturday, mostly sunny and breezy and a high of 80. Moving on to the 7-day forecast. So today through tonight and into tomorrow morning, we see the highest chance for precipitation and thunderstorms at that. And then we see that those lingering chances through Friday before Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We see drier conditions and cooler temperatures. And then we'll start to see that humidity build back in, and our rain chances return on Tuesday and Wednesday, with those rain chances coming back into the picture. Today should be the warmest day of the next 7, but once we get past this period of unsettled weather tonight and into tomorrow morning, we should be in store for a nice couple of days, although it might be a bit breezy at times. And that's going to conclude the 7-day outlook. I'll be back tomorrow at 8:15 with the daily weather operations brief. Thank you.